Hey there, Markham Gardens family. Daniel Markham here with the Markham Gardens. Welcome back, guys. Glad to have you. The last time I was on here, I talked through with you guys about how to put all of these posts in for our greenhouse. And we got all of them in the ground, got them all concreted and everything. And I told you that the next time we came on here, we'd be working on the walls, guys. So that's what we're doing now. What I've done here is I need to make sure that all these posts, because each one is at a different depth, right? So I dug a different size, different depth hole for each and every one of them. So the tops of these posts are not all the same, but I also told you that I would decide on our height. And basically what determined that is I was looking between 5 and 6 foot. Originally we had talked 4. I decided I wanted a little bit more height than that because we are going to be growing some mango trees in here. I wanted to give them as much height as possible. So what determined the height, guys, is I was going to do 6 foot, but I ended up finding out that this one post right here was buried deeper than all the rest. And so if I did 6 foot, 6 foot is about right here on this post. So that pretty much determined it. We're going to do all of these posts at 5 foot. So what I've done, guys, is I took my little square here and I put it here on the pole at the height of 5 foot. And I did 5 foot on this pole from the concrete to this point. Then I went ahead and did a line all the way around with my square to make sure that it's nice and square. Now, I could go around to each one of these posts, guys, and I could measure from the concrete right there to the top up to 5 feet from that concrete. The problem with that is that the concrete is different levels depending on where it's at. It's not exact. So what would end up happening is I may have one post that's a ½ inch higher than the next post, maybe a ¼ inch higher than the next post, and so on. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I have a laser level that I'm going to set up out here. I'm going to wait for it to get a little bit darker. We're going to set that laser level up, and I'm going to go ahead and set that laser level with exactly on this line. And then I'm going to go around to each one of my posts and I'm going to mark exactly 5 foot level across the whole playing field so we get a nice level top on this wall. And I'll bring you guys back when I do that. All right, guys, so it's starting to get a little bit dark. Let me show you what we've got here and what I'm using. So this is my laser level system. It does have adjustable here so we can go up and down. And here is our laser system. So there is a laser that floats around in here to make sure that it stays level. So I'm going to go ahead and attach it to the top here. We're going to kick this on and see if I can get this lined up with that line that's right there on that post. All right, guys, so you can see I've got it turned on. You can see that laser is definitely working. And I've gone ahead and I have lined it up with this post right here. You can see that line is completely lit up. Now we can come all the way out here and each one of these posts now is going to have a laser on it at the exact level that I need to mark. So I'm going to go ahead and get to marking on these, and that way we can get them all taken care of. You can see the laser is all the way across each one of them. So let me go ahead and mark them, and that way we know that the entire thing is completely level. So I wanted to show you guys the reason why I didn't want to go at 4 feet is because if you look at this hill, you can see here that we're actually, this side, we're downhill. And then this actually is an incline that goes up towards the top. And what I got to thinking about is if I do this side at 4 foot, by the time it gets to that side being perfectly level roof, it's going to be around, 3 foot tall walls. So I decided to go as tall as I could. So what I did is on this end, I went ahead and did it 5 feet. And you'll notice that as we get down here, we're actually closer to 4 feet on this post. But it is completely level all the way down this line. We are level all the way down, but it's about 4 foot tall on this pole-ish. And down there on the end is about 5 feet. So that's how much of a difference and how much of a grade incline we have here on this hill. So Anyway, that was my thought process on that. If I started at 4, we'd end up at 3 feet, and they're really, that wall's too short. I want a little bit more height in this greenhouse for these trees that are going to be inside. Now, these mangoes are not going to be allowed to get really, really tall. Now, mango trees can grow anywhere from 30 to 40 feet tall, usually in the wild, but I'm going to be doing grafted mangoes, and I can keep those a lot smaller. When we grew them in Phoenix, I think our trees probably maxed out at maybe about 8 feet tall, 8 to 10 feet tall. So this greenhouse will definitely hold those if we can keep it just a little bit taller. So that's the reason why I did that. So, all right, guys, let's go ahead and cut this thing. All right, guys, so what we're doing now is I'm running all of the baseboards all the way around this. Now, we are on an incline, which means I'm not going to get all of them perfectly level. Really what I want to do is I want to dig down here in the center portions that are raised just a little bit, so at least we can get a straight line as low as possible below this concrete. I don't want a whole bunch of wind and stuff picking up underneath and coming up underneath this concrete. I will end up putting some stuff around the outside, probably some stones or something like that, just to build this in a little bit. But I do want to dig down just a little bit between each one of these. That way I can get as low as possible with that board on top of that concrete. So let's get to it. Time for the jackhammer. I just wanted to show you guys real quick what I'm putting these boards on with. So all the boards, everything that I'm putting together wood, these are what I'm using, guys. I'm using these deck screws. These are, I think they're 3-inch, either 2.5 or 3-inch deck screws, and they're coated. So you can see that there is a coating that's on them that's going to keep them from rusting, that's going to keep them from lasting a long time. So if you're going to use screws or something out here, guys, make sure that you're using at least a galvanized screw, if not a coated screw, just so that they will last. They will rust out on the inside and will let go on their hold. So make sure that you're using some sort of an outdoor rated screw. All right, guys, now that we've run all of the bottom baseboards on, now we're going to go ahead and run the top boards on. Now, some of you may be wondering, well, what's going to cover the whole middle of this side? Guys, it's going to be the actual polyethylene. The clear polyethylene is going to cover all of the sides of all this stuff. Now, I may go ahead and add another center one here just to add a little bit of support, more support for this polyethylene. We're going to find out when I start wrapping it up over. We're going to find out pretty quick whether or not we're going to need some extra support in there. And if we do, no big deal. I'll go ahead and add some more support. But for now, guys, it should wrap over pretty tight. Like I said, I got 14 mil and it's fiber reinforced, guys. So this is tough stuff. This isn't like 6 mil that the wind could just, you know, tear it fairly easily, guys. This stuff's going to hold up pretty well. For now, let's go ahead and get these top rails on there and go ahead and finish off the base of these walls. Hey, leave the chickens alone. I don't know why you go do that.
You know you're not supposed to. You're not supposed to mess with the chickens.
All right, guys, so we've got the walls on. Good timing. Lights just came on. We've got the walls up, guys. So now all we got to do is get our cattle panels and mount our cattle panels. Basically what's going to happen is they're going to mount right on the top of this board here. I'm going to go ahead and use big staples, so fencing staples, to go ahead and mount those here on the top. And once we mount these here, then they'll go ahead and they'll arch over the top, and then they will mount here on this other side in the exact same way. And once we get that on there, then we can go ahead and start framing in our end walls. This side over here will not have a door. That side over there will have a door. You can definitely see it's going to be a decent sized greenhouse. We've got 5-foot walls here, and then according to a 16-foot panel stretched over a 10-foot gap, we should get about a 4.5 to 5-foot rise off of this. So I'm guessing that it's probably going to end up about right there all the way down. So looking forward to it, guys. So excited to start getting to work on this and get it set up. We've been needing a greenhouse here for quite some time and making progress. We went ahead and got the walls done. The next project is going to be putting up the cattle panels. Thank you guys so much for watching the progress today and for sticking with us. We will come back next time, and we're going to go ahead and put up the cattle panels next, and hopefully possibly get some work on those end walls. But anyway, it got real cold, temperatures dropping really fast, so I came inside to warm up. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you guys haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, guys, if you would go ahead and hit that subscribe button for us. And if you did like the video, guys, if you give us a thumbs up, definitely lets YouTube know that it's a video that people like to watch. And if you didn't like the video, guys, if you'll just go ahead and preemptively hit that thumbs up button anyway, and we'll hope to make it better for you. If you know anybody that would like this video or would get a kick out of watching the progress on this greenhouse, guys, if you would go ahead and hit that share button and get the word out there about us. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching us and for hanging out with us today. We'll see you guys in the next one, hopefully a little bit warmer. Anyway, talk to you guys later. Love you. Shalom under the dome. You ever have one of those times where you finish a stage in a project and then you think you're good to go, and then you wake up the next morning and realize that you probably should have done more? Well, that was me. So we went ahead and added the cross members. I didn't want to end the video without showing you guys that and showing you that it did get done. I just got to thinking about it. There's going to be enough weight on the top of this. Each one of these boards down the side would start sagging over time if I didn't put these cross members in to hold the weight. So anyway, didn't want to leave you guys out. Thought I'd show you guys. But anybody else do stuff like that? You just think it's great until you wake up the next morning and realize, well, that was stupid. I should have done more. Anyway, love you guys. Talk to you in the next one.